My name is Mona Lee. I'm from Bonita, Oregon, and I was first here at James Gilliland's Self-Mastery Earth Institute in August of 1997, and it was where I had my first UFO sighting. We saw a lot of unusual things that night, but the one that stood out the most was a large, very large, larger than any star. And I noticed it, and it was moving up and down and left and right and in some other odd movements, and we all started watching it. And it did a lot of different things. It would hover, and then it would fade away, and then it would come back real fast, and then it would move around, and then it would stay still. And at one point James got a real high-powered light, made a shape of a triangle, and as soon as he did that, the UFO morphed into the shape of a triangle and then morphed back into the ball. It did that a couple of times, and then we watched it for about 20 minutes. I think there were 6 or 8 of us here watching it. And none of us knew each other, so it was a new experience for all of us, I believe. And after about 20 minutes, it quit and faded away, and it didn't come back. And we all came back over here to the main area, and we're watching out here towards the mountain. And from this area over here where we saw the UFO, from around these trees that we saw, a big, huge, huge globe of golden light came and dropped down into the valley here between us and the mountain and zoomed past us, flying very low. And very large golden light that left a trail of light behind it. It went all the way through the valley, and then it turned left and went over on the other side of the mountain. Is that enough?
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay, my name is Mona Lee. I'm here at James Gilliland's Earth...
No, start over.
Yeah.
You're on.
My name is Mona Lee, and I'm here at James Gilliland's Self-Mastery Earth Institute in Trout Lake, Washington, here by Mount Adams. It was in August of 1997 that I first visited here and had my first UFO sighting. The sun had just gone down, and we had seen a number of unusual things in that evening over towards the mountain. There were triangular lights on the mountain, colored lights on the mountain, other things that I could address at another time, but the main sighting was of a large, much larger than any of the stars in the sky, globe over here to the left of the trees that are directly behind the camera. And I noticed this, what I thought at first was a star, then moved up and down quite a bit, and I was using the tree that it was behind as a reference, and then it would move to the left and the right. There were about 8 of us here watching. None of us had met before, and we all started to watch it. We all moved closer to it, and we were all pretty amazed. And we watched it fly to the left and the right, and then come back to neutral position, and then it would go up and down. It would fade away just faster than anything I've ever seen. It would just fly away, and then zoom right back within, 3 or 4 seconds later. That was pretty amazing. And then James got a real high-powered, like a huge high-powered flashlight, and made a very large shape of a triangle as a signal to the UFO. And at that time, the UFO actually morphed and changed position from a globe to a triangle. It got larger, it glowed, and it became a triangle, and then it got smaller again, and then it became just a globe again. And we watched it for about 20 minutes, and then it faded away and it didn't come back. So we all walked back over to the picnic tables, and we're sitting there looking out towards the mountain. And from these trees, from behind the trees, which is where the UFO was at, came this huge, huge golden globe of a ball, dropped down into the valley at the northwest end over here, zoomed in front of all of us, leaving a trail of golden light. It was very close. It was between us and the mountain, so you can see that would be pretty close. It went all the way through the valley, and then when it got down to this end of the valley, it lifted up over the trees and flew back on the other side of the Mount Adams. So that was the first one. We saw a lot more, but that was probably the most interesting, especially the part where it morphed into the triangle. I want to say one more thing too. What was the name of that guy that wrote that article?
Okay, when you're ready.
Okay, one thing that I'd like to add is I saw the article in UFO magazine that was written by Mr. Montgomery, and he says that he believes that the lights that we're seeing here are Earth lights, and everything that I've seen here has been quite high in the sky, way high in the sky, not Earth lights. I'm familiar with Earth lights, and nothing that I've seen up here is Earth lights. Including the picture that I took of the Mary statue. It's also not an Earth light. So, I wanted to say that. Not Earth lights.